Drew's figuring it out. Someone said, "Come on, mates," in the chat, and I felt bad, so I went live. Oh, there's Drew.
Come on, mates.
Come on, mates.
How you doing, man?
Crikey. You remember, God, do you remember that clip of Norm Macdonald on Jon Stewart's show talking about the crocodile hunter?
Oh, I will. Never forget it. Who got him? Some fruity fish.
Yeah, you know who's mad, who had to be pissed off was the crocodiles.
Yeah, the crocodiles. Yeah. Oh,
Bill, you almost got him once, didn't you?
Yeah,
I'll tell you a story. Yeah, I've only heard that story 1,000 fucking times. How about that laid over steam? I don't know that this is a. I mean, there's been a couple underful punts. Obviously, we have a missed extra point and a failed red zone conversion, all underful. But the defenses don't look great. I think if you have an under, I'm worried about a couple of quick strikes here. Although Davis Mills has had some guys open,
he's airmailing.
His intermediate shit is bad, and if you want an under, you want this fourth down conversion.
Here we go. I want the Bills to score a touchdown on this drive badly, and honestly, if they can't get this, I mean, the last time they had the short yardage, it was a touchdown, so I'm expecting nothing less than a touchdown.
How far behind are you? The play's not happened yet?
It's about to snap right now.
Okay, I've already watched it.
Was it terrible? Was it a terrible play?
They're showing a replay of the return.
Oh, come on! That was a nice little chunk. It was a nice little chunk play. Not Superman. No way.
Just goofing.
I was driving and I didn't see the injury that they were talking about on the broadcast to Allen. Was it just like a rug burn?
I don't know, dude. It was like he was dead for a second. Like he looked like he was staying down until they carried him off the field on a stretcher, and then just pops back up. It was very concerning, and then just like laughable. Like what? What were you? Were you sleepy?
Yeah, this is just
He's fine. He looks great.
Yeah, I mean that was a nice touch on that pass. Just good decision making too. This feels like it's going to be a good game and a close. It's going to be a sweat on the cover till the bitter end. I mean, I don't know that for sure you're going to feel good that the
Will Anderson with the sack.
Yeah. Oof. The general kind of feeling I get is that this is the margin between the Bills offense and the Texans defense is pretty small. Like they're both really good. And I don't know that other than the big explosive running play, I don't know that there's going to be a heck of a lot of opportunities for home runs for the Bills in this one. Would like to see Allen do a little bit more damage in the intermediate range. Feel like that's where you want to attack the linebackers in coverage, and or the safeties over the middle deep, right? Like, throw away from Stingley, obviously. They don't really have wide receivers that can separate, which is a problem. Keon Coleman's situation remains fascinating.
Shakir, if you missed that too, for anybody, and he just almost caught a pass, so obviously he's out there, but he was cleared pretty quickly to come back in after they pulled him in. I think that was which I'm fine with them pulling guys in if they think they need a quick look-see, but he's back in the field as well.
So field goal attempt coming up or what?
I don't really fully understand what a stinger is. I don't know that it matters that I understand what a stinger is. I know I've never had a sting. Maybe I have, and I don't know it because I know
a little bit of numbness in the hands.
They're calling what Josh had a stinger, and he's better now.
Josh had a stinger? Oh, okay. Don't love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Field goal is good.
We're okay.
Going to the
6-point lead. All right.
In the first half. Yeah. What
I think at the way that the game is going, touchdowns I think are going to be a premium. I would expect that we get to halftime with something like let's call it a 15-6 type of game. 21 points scored. What's that? That's just a
two more.
That's basically.
Two more
That's a field goal for the Texans on this drive, and then a touchdown drive to end the half for the Bills. Kind of where
with
I'm at. My head
with
is
no
at.
extra point. Another missed extra point, or are they going for 2?
They're going for 2 in that one,
Okay.
and they don't get it.
Our live total is 42, only 2 points lower than pregame. The
Okay.
live line is pretty much a 6.
Yeah.
It's 6.5 minus 101 at Chris right now. You
Okay.
gotta pay one. You gotta pay one. They're basically making you pay up for the Houston number, and it's 118 for the 6.5.
Okay.
Juice to the under though, so maybe closer to a 41.5. So that I don't know. Depending if we end up somewhere around 20, you're probably going to get a second half of 20.5, 21. Although if you anchor closer to the pregame line and how second halves can somehow go and be a little more high scoring, maybe it is more like a 22.
Yeah. I think if there is a 9-point lead or more, the second half play is under. If it is a 6-point lead or less, the second half play is Bills. 6 or fewer, excuse me, is Bills. What do you think?
Yeah.
You're just shaking your head at my poor grammar.
So mad at
I am an engineer, dude. No one cares how I speak good.
Yeah, why don't you lend and borrow too? That's another one. Jesus, guys, get it together out there. Lend and borrow is God, I just don't know how to attack this. We've been horrible at second half bets for about a week and a half, which means we're due for a bounce back.
We've also been uninterested in betting all of these second half games.
Well, everyone in the second half games is like, hey, we're gonna do it, but nothing strong here. I think I'm with you there. If it is a bigger lead, if you're past a touchdown, if you're looking at a 2-score lead for Buffalo, and you really have to start leaning on Davis Mills, he's kind of bad today.
Yeah,
and they're at home. This is a soft defense. It doesn't make a lot of sense. One was Vite's fault. To be fair, maybe that's where it all went to hell. I think that's where the
I don't even remember what that was.
No, you weren't here. It was the one you were missing for. He suggested something. I said, that's a great idea. And it went poorly.
I don't remember.
And that's where it all fell apart.
I don't know.
Might kick that guy out of the Discord.
At
least tennis channel as a punishment. 2 weeks, no tennis for you.
Yeah. Good luck getting your rocks off in December with no tennis chat.
Yeah.
There's no tennis in December for anyone who doesn't understand that joke.
Just a little bit. Exos.
Is there? Like stupid Laver Cup or something dumb?
Yeah.
Billie Jean Cup. We're gonna resolve that Billie Jean Cup. I'm on the edge of my seat.
So veering away from football, we do have a battle of the sexes coming up between Sabalenka and Kyrgios, which is very funny.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I missed this entirely.
Oh my God. And I mean, he's going to dust her. As strong as she is and as good as she is, he's just, I mean, men's tennis is just so much faster. Serves and forehands are just so much nastier. We shit talk Davis Mills, and he throws a nice one
just a laser
there.
Laser.
It wasn't. I mean, laser's a little overstated.
Like, I hate that you're a full 15 seconds ahead of me.
It's like a nice lob, a nice 20-yard lob.
Not great coverage from the Bills there. They had two guys standing in fucking Collins's pocket, and neither guy made a move on the ball.
There's something about
neither guy made a play on the ball.
When you're watching Prime in a browser and not on like a Roku or a Fire Stick or something,
you might as well be in the stadium. Yeah,
it is faster than the ESPN score bug and the sports books for that part.
Yeah, you might as well be in the stadium. Yeah, you might as well be courtsiding.
And this is true, Pundy. It's
prime siding.
There's no upside for Sabalenka. She's either going to get smoked or Kyrgios is going to say he was hurt or not trying. And I mean, I don't understand why.
Has anyone put eyes on Kyrgios? I'm kind of picturing him like pretty fat right now.
I know, but it's gonna be like Great White Hype where the guy is out of shape. Oh my God, I'm gonna lose to this Irish boxer, and then he remembers, oh wait, no, I'm a much better fighter than this
I'm
guy.
excited about that.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, for sure. And no disrespect to Billie Jean King, the aforementioned cup name holder, Long Beach's own.
Yes.
Billie Jean King, last person to defeat, I believe, a man in tennis. Although maybe there are probably some other ones at the club level.
We should.
Maybe
Yeah,
many.
I'm sure she played a bunch of dudes at club level. We should smoke a couple Virginia Slims in their honor.
Oh, I love that.
What was that?
Fantastic.
Was that what the tour was? The
Yes,
Virginia Slims
yes,
tour.
yes.
That's
That's right.
hilarious.
Because women smoked those cigarettes. Yeah,
They
that
did
was the ladies'
Capris,
cigarettes.
V Slims.
Yeah. What's happening in the game? Can you give me a little update here?
What do you think of these helmets? Battle red. I kind of like them.
Puke.
They remind me of like a hot rod, like that color you see on like an old rat rod.
Didn't they like wear these at Christmas last year when they got defeated like 24-2 or whatever? They have like Christmas. They have Christmas decoration kind of vibe.
They do have Christmas bulb vibes. I still like them. They look like a hot rod. They make you look faster, I think.
Reminds you of wanting hot rod like the actual car, not like a child's toy, Christmas toy.
You're thinking Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels. My bad. I don't have a strong affinity for the Texans uniform branding at all. I wish they had stuck with the Oilers, or made a deal to retain the Oilers name the way that the Browns did. That was an absolute travesty. Oil substantially cooler than cows.
Well, and especially there already was a Texans team. It's the Chiefs now.
Yeah, that's right. So they are borrowing from the history of another franchise instead of just representing the cities. I'm guessing the Texans that was the Houston team at the time.
What?
But the Chiefs were probably they were the Dallas Texans.
It was the
and
Dallas
then
Texans.
Then they moved to Kansas City.
They moved to Kansas City, came the Chiefs, and then Dallas got a team the same year. So the Cowboys came on the same year as the Vikings. I believe they were both 1960. They were both expansion teams there. That whole part of history is weird because there was the AFL teams that came into the NFL and they were their own little thing, like Denver Chargers, I think Texans, Houston, whatever.
What are the Texans doing here?
They're going for it on 4th and 1. They will be going for it. I guarantee this ball will be snapped. And I will not tell anybody. I'll never tell what happens here. Yeah, any idea why Houston is throwing it so much when Mills looked terrible? It hasn't been awful in this.
They're trying to get him in rhythm.
They're
trying to establish the Mills.
What is your other option here? I guess you can't run Woody Marks 30 times.
I mean, you could do that play. You could try. That's a good one.
Yeah, that was a good 4th down play.
I would do more Marks, less Chubb. Happen. Yeah,
Taron Johnson was in the backfield. He was way in there, and Woody Marks got the shoulder. Low man wins, busted up, and gets the 1st down. That was a good play by him.
Yeah, it really was. He's absolutely the most live running back they've had in years, and for some reason he's not being given a feature role.
You know how there's that game, they play it at the beginning of one of the Mighty Ducks, maybe the first Mighty Ducks, where you got to hit both crossbars or both posts and the crossbar before the other guy does.
Yeah,
Mills is doing that, but with the backs of defenders. Like he's trying to hit every body part of the defender here somehow. Like he keeps throwing it in the worst spots, and he's got guys open. He has to get a little more loft on that, and then that's a touchdown.
Incredible. All right, well, let's wrap it up here in the next minute. I got to get inside, and it's raining here again.
Really?
4th day of raining for LA in the last 6, which is very unusual for November. Never rains. It never rains. And especially not in November. This is very unusual. Not even getting good snow out of it in the up in the mountains because it's too warm and it's mostly hitting the Central Valley, which good for them. It's good for the crops, good for the breadbasket. Not great for snow in Mammoth. And these couple of ticky-tack calls here on the Bills, I got to say. I'm not seeing these, man. The holding call on the run back, did you see that?
I didn't see that one.
I didn't see it.
This one either.
I didn't see this one either.
Andrew Grapeseed Water. I feel like a lot of the vineyards have sprinkler systems.
No. Dry farming is very, very, very in right now among the viniculture crowd, and you want the grapes to struggle. You want them to seek down into the earth so that
That's
they're
what gives them that wrath.
that's exactly what gives them the wrath. Tackling for the Bills, fucking
That
atrocious.
was
Fuck
a
these guys.
fuck play.
What are we doing, guys?
I ran that play in 5th grade. It worked.
Unreal.
We weren't allowed to tackle.
But Josh Allen's literally got looking at the camera, not looking at the camera, but he's looking. He's looking around like, what do I got to do? Do I got to play defense too? Like this is wild.
Where would you put Josh Allen? Strong safety, I suppose.
Nah, spy. He's down in the box for sure. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna crack one of those bottles of Hall open Saturday.
Yeah, tell me how it is. Keep me the review.
Are you a member? Are you a member there?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I assumed because of the gift box.
Yeah. It's good stuff, man. All right, excited to hear how you like it. I'm gonna go. I gotta wrap. Let's call it.
Yeah, Drew's got to get to supper.
I'm gonna bounce. Enjoy the rest of the second half with Andy, and hopefully you guys find him a winner, or Andy find them a winner.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll try to make it to halftime here. I got nothing better to do. Drew, go have dinner.
All right, good luck, man.
We'll catch you guys. We'll see you tomorrow morning. We're gonna do a morning show as well tomorrow. We'll still do our Friday, but Drew has a standing date right at 8:30 Central Time, which is right when this starts. So we'll just kind of hang out here, try to find a second. I'll stay live. I don't give a shit. Josh Allen at defensive end isn't a bad call. He's tall enough. He could probably. I don't know that he's got the quickness in the feet to get that done. Maybe it'd be more of a bull rusher. What are the refs discussing here that I'm missing? You know, it's kind of gross that I didn't really notice. I thought they kept the flags in their pockets. The flag is definitely stuffed down in his pants. That's kind of grody. I don't have to watch the Islanders game. I understand that they're a truck Blancet, and the powers that be keep making the Islanders an underdog, and the Islanders keep saying, nay, we shall not be underdogs. We shall win, and they're up 4-0. I could use something out of – I wouldn't mind Schaefer getting something done. He's got a couple shots on goal, but maybe an apple. Maybe just give me an apple tonight. So first and goal, Buffalo 2. This will be interesting to see. If they punch this in, they could take the lead. And then the Bills would probably be a little pressured to score before half. Who got the ball first? Now I'm not remembering right. That was the slowest developing run play that almost got going anyway. Jesus Christ. Fun fact, no pockets reduces risks of players' fingers getting caught in them, causing dislocations. I think you could have one little pocket for like a flag though, right? Oh man. I feel like you should cover that guy. That was a bad play. And we shat on Mills. We shit talked him. Christian Kirk. Oh shoot. I started. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares, Andy. But I did start him in fantasy because a bunch of other people I had were hurt or on bye. So good job, Christian Kirk. Only back pockets. It reminds me of the Office episode where Michael Scott is wearing a women's suit. He's like, I don't know. I like these pants. They don't have back pockets. Yeah, as soon as Drew left, they did score a touchdown. I do blame that on Drew. So let's say it's just 12-10. Let's give the Bills just a field goal. I'm guessing second half, Buffalo 3.5, 22, something like that. I think if they do score a touchdown and they're up by 6, maybe it's like Bills half, Bills -1. You'd still favor them. You'd make it like Bills -1.5 and probably a similar total. Be interesting to see what the live lines are right now. Live total is above the pregame total. We're at 45.5, minus 113. The live game line, for you guys that believe in the Buffalo Bills, if you want them now, there's a bunch of time decay because it's not the same situation. There's not 60 minutes of football, but they're only down by one. You can get a -3 at minus 109 if you like the Buffalo Bills. Bills ball at half. Okay. That answers that. I've watched so many games. How many games I think? Probably thousands over the years, especially if you count rewatches where you do the little 30-second or 30-minute rewatch. That is a skill I just do not possess as a man. I cannot ever remember who had the ball first without thinking hard about it. I don't ever I think I need to be more present at the beginning of games and say, like, I need to say it out loud. Or just when the game starts, I have to say, the Buffalo Bills kicked off to start the game, and we'll get the ball in the second half. I think if I do that, then I'll remember. Because these are standalone games. It's not like I'm watching 5 things at once or Red Zone. I should be able to do this. It's embarrassing, frankly. Can kind of let that breathe a little. This is always tough without Drew, Raptured by the anthem. Yeah, I didn't catch the anthem. I didn't even catch it. Yeah, I did. I caught the beginning of the game. I was driving into town after doing some errands, and I almost did miss the beginning of the game because there was no line at the car wash. And I'm the kind of guy who has the $20 a month car wash membership. So you have to go do it once a week, otherwise you feel bad. Yeah, and I had to go get it done. Almost missed being a game. What does Fezzik do? Print out a schedule, take a highlighter through the team who got the ball first. I mean, if you're going to bet a bunch of second halves, it's not the worst idea. I don't want to give Fezzik credit for anything. Hell of a handicapper 10 years ago. Maybe I was too. Maybe I've lost the touch. Although, I don't know, last couple weeks, I don't think sex is awesome. Just nutting is amazing. One of the best feelings here is a really great meal, a beautiful woman, seeing a great film for the first time, hearing a great song for the first time. Those are all great, but there is maybe no better feeling than feeling like you're seeing the board right. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh man, everything, it wasn't just lucky wins either. When you say like, I'm taking this team for this reason, and it kind of plays out close enough where you feel pretty good about it. And it happens like 10 times in 2 weeks. It's better than all those things combined. I got caught up with some stuff at work. I didn't see Predator Badlands. I kind of want to see if my youngest is 11. I don't know if that's too young. It's PG-13, but I think we should watch the other 8 Predators first, including Prey, Alien versus Predator, Predator 2, Alien versus Predator Requiem, maybe all the Aliens too, because that's in the same universe. Well, that's as far as the Bills scoring and those second half lines, I guess that a lot of those are probably going to be different. I don't know if this is going to count because there's a flag in the play. We'll see if somebody, what this flag usually is? It's fucking lighting up the quarterback after the pick is, because that is suddenly they're a tackler and you can block them. I think it probably is coming back. Yeah. Still, they're going to have the ball in plus territory here. That grody ref with the flag in his underwears. Show me. I want to see the hit. See, they're going to zoom in on the play. Oh, here they are. Here we go. Show Josh. I'm assuming somebody messed him up. I don't have the sound on. If the announcers are telling us what happened and who got laid out, by all means, let me know. Because here it is. Maybe. Oh, they're just calling that block in the back on Knox? I mean, that was a very bad block in the back. Okay. I wanted to see if somebody really tried to hit Josh that hard because he's a big dude. Flag hanging out like truck nuts. Only Blancet. Truck nuts were big in my. Thank you guys for blindside block. Well, Davis Mills, here we go again. It's a good defense, You get. It's not like that was that bad of a throw, but you get fingertips on a ball. Good things can happen, and you'd think at a minimum we're getting. Well, I was about to say getting 3, but they're moving backwards. Live lines are now Buffalo down from -3 to -1.5, -120, 48.5. We're now a field goal and half 3/4 of a safety higher than the pregame total. I feel like it got steamed later in the day there, but it did end up at 44. I think it closed at most places. Islanders score for a 5th time. Shabanov. Seems like it. They're not going to get a field goal if these are the plays they're running. This is hilarious. This would be very funny if they had to punt this ball after getting into the end zone and having it called back, as it was a negative run for 2 yards and a negative pass for 5 yards. I guess it's still only a 50-something yarder, but if we end up with a sack here, you can end up punting. All right, let's get Schaefer something here. Schaefer's +3. I'll take a good plus minus as like a consolation to getting on the scoreboard. Holidays are coming. Shaba not going to work here anymore. They're only rushing 4. Just not wanting to give up the big play. And looks like Nico will get most of the yardage back, but not enough for a first down. And the Texans will probably trot out the field goal unit to try and take a 4-point lead before they kick this back to the Buffalo Bills. Is this a 2-minute warning? It is. So we'll take another break. They'll kick a field goal. We'll take a break after that. They'll kick off. We'll take a break after that. It's going to be 10 minutes before we even hit halftime lines here, guys. You got to hit me with some questions or something. I don't know if I can keep this rolling if I'm running out of content. Maybe straw poll for the chat. Do you, in the chat there, especially the Link Calhouns of the world, do you believe in your heart of hearts that Joe Burrow will play football this Sunday for the Cincinnati Bengals? I'm going no. I think it would be a terrible idea to rush him back against a good team with no Jamar Chase. I'm going to go with no. The market seems to think it's and it feels like an absolute smash spot. I'm sitting on like a cheap 7.5, which feels like, it's not feeling great. I guess if and when Burrow is ruled out for sure, it'll certainly pop back to like 8, 8.5, 9, somewhere in that range. And maybe I'll end up with some closing line value, but boy, that 6.5 right now, plus 105, that's looking at me like the goddamn Green Goblin mask. I need to, oh man, I ruined No Nut November and October, buddy. That's how bad I was at it this year. Have you been to the cities of Houston or Buffalo? I've never been to Houston. I've been to Dallas. That's the only Texas town I've been to, and it was only the airport. I got to make a trip down there. I heard the barbecue's good. I went to Buffalo. Nicer than you'd think, guys. I think people shit on upstate New York. Upstate New York has got everything. Buffalo with the wings. You got Saratoga with the horse track. You got Ithaca. That's where they pretended to film Road Trip. A lot of stuff going on. Syracuse. They got a really cool stadium that they play sports in. A lot of stuff going on up there. Yeah, I will get to Houston eventually. That's funny. My wife is a nurse at a hospital, and they make them put in, if they want to take a full week of time off, they got to put it in like almost a year ahead of time. So she has to pick all her vacation time for next year right now, and she's getting on my ass. And I did go to the falls too. I stayed in one of the hotels on a Friday or whatever day they do fireworks over the falls, which is pretty goddamn cool. But I will get to Houston, and yeah, she's like, "Hey, where should we go? Maybe where should we should go is Texas, where the stars shine bright both day and night." All right, we got a field goal attempt. It's looking pretty decent, a little wobbly, but pretty much right down the middle. We're gonna call it good. Buffalo is the only NFL team in New York. That's true. The other ones are in New Jersey. Calhoun calls Big Spoon. Someone, all right. So Adahef says he is the dissenting voice here. He says Joe is going to play with vanilla play call and get a stinker out of the way, then roll the Ravens because they are still sus. I guess I can. I'm worried that that's what they're going to do. They're just going to like, hey, let's get him out there and let's let him, get his feet under him, I guess. But man, those turf toes are bad. You got to be. I think you can re-injure those pretty easily too if you don't give it enough time. Be interesting. Live lines are now a flat 48, juiced slightly to the over, -2, -121, basically a 2.5 sitting there. If you want some more Buffalo Bills, if they were to score a touchdown here, they would be up by 2. So I don't think you'd get any 2-point conversion fuckery at this point, because if an extra point would put them up by 3, which seems to make a lot of sense. As far as there's a big difference between 2 and 3. Whereas, oh my gosh. So I think they may score on this drive. If you guys are a little behind me, guess what? The under was looking pretty decent, and I started this whole stream with like, hey, you never know. People can score. There could be things can happen here. The under might not be all that in a bag of chips. And Jesus, Davis Mills is going to head right back out there for the third straight. He's got to be exhausted. Oh my goodness! You couldn't pay me to go to Texas. If somebody wants to pay me to go to Texas, I'd go there. Buffalo Bills special teams. Look at that. That was a hell of a spin by Mr. Davis. Goodness gracious. Good job. That's fun. Those Buffalo Bills -2.5 are not available any longer. New live line is 53.5. Almost 10 points higher than the pregame total. It's locked up on me now. I'm wondering what happens. Should I turn this game on? That's it. You're not going to watch your own Houston Astro or whatever they're called? Texans? I'm going to watch golf all day tomorrow, I think. This last kind of golf tournament for the year, RSM. Not one I'm super excited about, but still, it's better than not watching anything at all. I'm going to be pissed if Demidov has anything going on for him, and I get nothing out of my boy tonight. Demidov with 1 assist, but in a losing effort. Kind of got to take that away from him. Like, does that even count? I don't think assists count when you lose to a Washington team. Embarrassing. All right. Well, a little excitement there. And I'm guessing if we end up, so you got to put a little shade in here for possible Houston field goal or score late. So probably second half lines, probably this, 3. And then we're at 19. So right now they're calling for 24, but obviously you still have the time in this first half. So probably second half lines, probably Buffalo 3, total 20, 22.5, 23, I guess. It's probably starting to shoot up a little bit as teams are moving the ball. Although, there was not much in the way of moving the ball there. That was just Roy Davis. Yeah, Roy Davis. Spin moves never work in the NFL. Honestly, like I remember a kid who played wide receiver and he tried a spin move every time he caught the ball. And I remember, and we weren't even good. I mean, we were like a 500 team, small town, middle of the pack, as far as size. And we didn't have a good coach. We didn't have a good team. And he just chewed his ass up and down on the sideline one time. Just like, go up there. And he's like, go hit a motherfucker or something. I don't remember what he said, but just eventually he's like, you got to stop this fucking spin move stuff. It doesn't work. You're not playing Madden. But Roy Davis proves them all wrong. Davis Mills is now 7 for 16. If he had infinite time, he could get this completion percentage to a decent. Oh, Nico got decked. He's holding his chest. That's the sad Fox music. Oh, God, how'd he hold on to that ball and then run for another 5 yards? These people are tough. NFL players, tougher than me. Let it be known. Put that on my gravestone. And then, again, they just keep – I'm not listening to the broadcast, obviously, so I don't know what they're saying. Are they worried that Josh is hurt again? They just keep showing him. I don't know if it's like how they do it with Jerry Jones when the Cowboys are playing. They just keep showing him. Another break in the action. Did I miss any questions? We did the Burrow thing. Have you ever been to Texas, Buffalo? Buffalo was fun because we were just coming from Toronto as well, which was a more fun town than I thought it was going to be. The Blue Jays game was a lot of fun. Not a great stadium. I don't know if it's a new one since then. I don't think so because they still have the hotel room where you can watch the game, and I remember seeing that from where I was sitting. Soup. Oh, yeah, soup. Yes, in case you missed it, it was a delicious loaded baked potato soup, which honestly, it feels like cheating when you put a pound of bacon into anything. It was just going to be good. So, but I mean, it's just like broth, cream. I mean, so you do the onions and garlic and butter, and then you make a slight roux with some flour, and then the broth, cream, milk, turn it into a thicker cream soup, and then just add the potatoes, add the bacon, and done. Like at the point it's done. Add some spices if you want, salt and pepper. That's it. That's the whole soup, and then 90% of life is just cooking that much bacon and then crumbling it on top. It was a very white chili. Man, I might have to. I've never done a white chili. For a while I was trying to do soups I hadn't done. Obviously, I've done loaded baked potato before. I think what I want to do, because it's starting to get cold, and this is a go-to when it does get cold, I want to make my own tomato soup where I like roast tomatoes, peppers, garlic, everything in the oven myself, and then hopefully nobody clips that. The immersion blender, baby. Get it going and make some probably, you know what? It's a boring soup because it's just like ground up tomatoes and whatnot. And it's just tomato sauce and broth for the most part. But I think if you make tomato soup, it really opens you up for a good opportunity to make really fancy grilled cheeses. So I'm thinking like Havarti and some sort of really fun sourdough. I don't know. Maybe if somebody has like a sick ass fancy man grilled cheese recipe, I'd like to hear that as well. So that's probably the plan for next Wednesday. I got a lot of time between then to find some vegetables. Maybe next summer I'll make some with some fresh ones from the garden too. But you know what? If the Texans were to hold on tonight, they would have a better record than the Chiefs or the Ravens, and very much in the hunt. They're still in the hunt. I don't know. Yeah, they wouldn't obviously catch the Jaguars because the Jaguars have won fewer losses. You can't erase a loss. They can take away wins if you're in college, though. They can vacate them. So 46 seconds left. Mills drops. This is kind of embarrassing for the Bills defense right now. Because like Davis Mills couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. You just kind of have to play, I don't know, play some quarters, play a nice zone where you can stop having these guys. How does he get that space off Johnson? I want to rewatch that play, see what the hell Johnson was doing. That's 2 plays where he's fucked. What's the hardest soup to make? Well, that's a hell of a question. Honestly, anything where you have to make a seafood broth, because like fake seafood broth isn't very good. Making it yourself is tough. Yeah, ramen's not easy. Making real ramen, if you want to actually do it up properly. Some of the Japanese, some of the Asian soups aren't very easy to make. But if you want to make your own broths from scratch, that takes some time. Even, he's not in. Even just like I make ham and bean, and it takes all fucking day because you have to get your ham hocks and boil them for, not boil them, but soak them in the crock pot all day to get some good stock. 2nd and goal, 9 seconds. Pretty close. So I think maybe, do you have 2 shots at this? Probably. If they score here, I think the under might be dead. Conson. I've never made it though. I would like to make more seafood soups. I like that. That was a quiz. Oh my gosh. I failed the quiz. I've never made conson. Just like fancy broth. Clarified broth. I've never clarified broth. I have clarified butter for consommé. I don't know how to say French words. I hate the French language, honestly, in general. I bet on a Belgian guy for golf. He has a pretty French name, which is annoying. We just call him ADDC. Andre? What's his name? Adrian Dupont de Choiseul. It's not too hard to say. Normal Friday show. We are doing a normal Friday show. We're going to do it a little bit earlier. It's going to be at 9:30 Eastern because Drew has some stuff going on tomorrow as well. I don't have much of anything going on. I got some meetings after that. Got a flag on the play. Let's see which way is this going. This will be interesting because if it's on the one team, it'll be a touchdown. And if it's on the other team, it will not be, which is a big difference. Defensive pass interference. That penalty is declined. Drew is kind of mailing it in this week. Honestly, next week's not going to be much better. We're traveling. I'm driving to Denver next Friday. I mean, I'm probably going to do halftime of the. God, there's that stupid dead area. When you get into western Nebraska, that'll be really annoying if we're out there and I can't join for halftime. But I'm probably going to be watching the Friday game on an iPad in the backseat of the car with the kids. Be interesting to see just where we're at once I get to that. I got to look at what fucking time that game is. I'll just be at my dad's house for Thanksgiving. So we'll do regular Thanksgiving half times. I am going to catch some high school football when I get to Colorado. My nephew is on the undefeated. Boy, I wish I could remember the name of the high school. Dakota Ridge Eagles from Littleton, Colorado. They are the number 1 seed. And they're playing Pueblo West this Friday, the 8th seed. And to be fair, I can't guarantee I'll be catching high school football. If they lose to Pueblo West, who knows? Then their season would be over at that point. But, I mean, I don't know how they do things in your state or if you guys even care about high school football. But in Minnesota, we have 6 different classes, I think, plus 9-man. 8 teams go to state. You get to state by winning your section, and then you go to state. And only 8 teams in each class go. Whereas Colorado, just everybody. Guess what? Did you finish the season and you still want to play? Are you 3-8? You're in the state tournament. You're gonna get the shit beat out of you by the best team. But fuck it, like let's just throw everybody in there. So Um, yeah, I don't know if it's 4A. I think it is 4A, but it should be. It's looking like a Montrose Dakota Ridge bloodbath final in the finals. Number 1, number 2 seeds. And Josh Allen's just going to kneel on it. We're going to go to halftime. 20-16. Live lines are down. Second half is up. Buffalo Bills, a little bigger spread because they're trailing. Buffalo Bills -5.5 over 22.5. Let's talk this out. Montrose is where I was talking. Montrose is very good. Yeah, they can and maybe will beat Dakota Ridge, but they are the 2 seed in the 4A Colorado tournament. I'll start looking at putting some numbers together on those games. We'll see how it goes against Pueblo. Then we'll put a number in the quarterfinals. And if you had this under, I don't know that it was like just, hey, you were dead wrong and you're an idiot and you should never bet this. Like, you get a turnover in plus territory, you get you get a kick return touchdown. Sometimes these things happen, and yeah, you are getting skull fucked to this under. The Bills defense playing pretty poorly as well. I think that is maybe the part that was a tough part of the handicap, was like, hey, the Bills defense is gettable, but it's Davis Mills, and we've seen it a couple weeks. They should be able to, figure things out. It's funny because I did, when I went out there last year to watch a game, I sat next to a kid that played for Dion. He's on the Colorado team because his little brother was playing for one of the teams there. So he had his jersey on from Colorado. It was pretty cool. Davis Mills not good. So we're at -6 for the Bills. Bills are taking some steam. The total sitting at a 22.5. I'm guessing they're assuming the Bills are going to have to score. Team totals here would be about 15-7. Is that enough? 15-8. 15-8 gets you to 23, about -6. So they're saying the Bills are going to have to score at least 2 touchdowns here. Should we just play an over? None of these, we played a bunch of overs and they never work, but the way this game is going, the Bills defense looks like hot dog shit. I'm not sure how they're going to figure it out. So I kind of want to watch the market for a little bit, but I might just run this and take this over. Yeah, we did talk about the fourth down plays in the red zone. The fourth downs going the right way for the over rather than the under. I mean, look at what happened in the Lions game. You take a bunch of high leverage plays and they all go one way. It's going to screw up a side or a total pretty hard for you guys. Ooh, Katy versus Memorial. That's a good one. I mean, it's not Midland Lee, but all right, over 22. I'm going to see if I can find a better price. Bookmaker is kind of hosing me on this right now. If whatever you can find for a better price, but 22.5 is what I'm playing. And this does bring back good fond memories of betting on Lake Travis as a 14-point favorite. And again, this is years ago because this was on RIP Tony. 5 dimes. I bet me some high school football for sure back in the day. I remember texting people that lived in that town and be like, hey, what do you think of these? What do you think of these schools? How bad who has the better quarterback? I think that's what I asked. It's like, who has the better quarterback? Is the Lake Travis quarterback that much better? Fuck, he's probably a guy that's in the league now. They've put out a bunch of quarterbacks from those, those not random, but those Dallas schools. Okay, I'll put it on the banner. Let's go over 22.5. Holidays are coming. Holidays are coming. If you like the over, you have to like Nico touchdown. Baker, Baker's a Lake Travis player. Berto says he watched Frankenstein. Not good. I don't know. Frankenstein is the doctor, not the monster, by the way, guys. Putin to win the 2020 election. Do you remember that parlay that Drew had? That was like the shark to beat Michael Phelps in the race, Putin to win the election. There was like an hilarious parlay that he had back in the day on 5 Dime because they let you have shit like that. All right, so what are we sitting at for a total here? We have 36 points. Bovada's at 23. Jeez. All right, I guess I still haven't bet this, but I'm going to right now. So over 22.5 minus 112. That's what I'm in at. Bills will receive the second half kickoff. Andy Dalton went to Katy. This is like the game this is the game we should do, is instead of name a random running back. No. Name a high school quarterback that went to a Dallas area school. Or Houston. I'll give you either one. Locals, yeah. Locals have some 21.5s. I know the difference isn't huge until it is, which is annoying. If this lands on 22, I will be super sad, but such is life. Islanders win 5-0. Montreal loses 8-4. Damodoff definitely probably doing his team a disservice there. Hanging the Bills team total at 13.5. That's interesting. Yeah, Stafford. I mean, that's the easy one. Lake Travis is Austin. I'm sorry, you're right. I don't know why I keep saying Dallas. What is the Dallas school that's good? Drew, and if you missed it, Drew had the people that haven't been here the whole time. Drew had a dinner at 8:30, so we went live at like 8, and he joined. And we hung out, and then he had to go to his dinner. He had a bunch of thoughts, and all of them are shot because we're like deciding, is this going to be, he said it was going to be 15-6 at halftime, which is far fewer points than we ended up at. Lake Travis. Yeah, Lake Travis is Austin. That's why, because, Dwayne, D-Money, he does some golf, college basketball handicapping. I remember he was one of the people I was texting about the Lake Travis game because he lives in Austin. I think it's time we move on from the Calder and worry about the Norris Defensive Player of the Year. Who wins that? Oh, you're saying Schaefer could win that? I mean, he's a top 10 defenseman right now, which is just, I don't watch enough hockey to name even one other defenseman, but I will proclaim that. South Lake is not in Dallas. I know Blancet. We've been all of these are in Austin. I'm saying the wrong towns. Lake Austin. Lake Charles. That's in Texas, right, guys? What about the Heart? You guys, come on. Kale McCarr. Is it Maker or McCarr? This is how much hockey I don't watch, guys. Yeah, D-Money's good people. Runs the golf course at the University of Texas. He's like in charge of that golf course. He that's a pretty cool part of his job. Not talking about other people's stuff, but like we talk about these quarterbacks that went to high school in Dallas and Houston and Austin. There's a lot of professional golfers that came through that University of Texas program. Like Sergio and Scotty, Spieth. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones too that went to Texas. So those guys just come back and play that course sometimes. You get to see those guys, talk to them. Yeah, Sergio definitely was Texas. Phil's Arizona State. Duncan Keith is retired. Jonathan Taves. I know some of these names. All right. I'm going to I don't know if I'm going to make it all the way through halftime. We've been doing this for almost an hour, and I'm getting tired at this point. Ben Crenshaw. Look at that. I got Big Ten Watto DMing me. Schaefer was a +3, Demidov -3. Ooh. Yeah, shout to the golf chat. Hopefully we get some winners. Bo Hosler, another Longhorn. Bo Hosler with the visors. We went, I think it's tomato soup next week. As I mentioned a little earlier before we were getting into real halftime, I want to make tomato soup from scratch. And I'm hoping somebody has a fancy ass grilled cheese recipe. So I do want to make something super fancy with the grilled cheese. And I think it's going to be Havarti, but I don't know if that's a good melting cheese. So if somebody has a really good grilled cheese sandwich recipe, DM me, text me, email me, comment, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky. I haven't checked that in remember when Blue Sky was going to be a thing? I haven't checked that in a long time. God, what else is there? Threads. You can find me on Threads. You can find me on the Bleacher Nation Fantasy app. Gruyere. That's a good call, Blancet, actually. Andrew Zimmern has a great tomato soup recipe. Andrew Zimmern's a Minnesota person too. Parmesan crusted outside is a bomb. That's not a bad thought. Are you making your own stock? Of course, I'm making my own stock. One of my favorite things is making my own stock. Sometimes, when it's not Souptober, I will cheat with some better than bouillon. I like that better than bouillon because it's better than bouillon, but I love making my own stock. One of the keys to making good veggie stock, boys, parsnips. Many people think, oh, I have enough recipe, I have enough vegetables here. Hey, you didn't have parsnips, so did you? You might want to throw it in. Who are my RSM outrights? I should have bet on, Rico Hoey doesn't count because it's just a tax, and I keep betting him anyway. But I have Adrian Dupont de Chasseur, Sam Ryder, Ben Valdez, and Frankie Sappin. I got 3 guys that didn't do shit, and ADDC is 6 under. Leaders are 10 under. He did play on the easy course, though, I believe. He played on the plantation, so we'll see. A little tip for anyone who's ever made a grilled cheese sandwich. You know how you butter the outside? Next time, just use straight up mayonnaise. Not Miracle Whip, straight up mayonnaise on the outside. Change your life, guys. Seamus Power. Seamus Power's playing well, isn't he? This is it's a very tough course to handicap just because there's a million different ways to do it, because you can club down here, you have to club down here. And there's a lot of guys that can find it with the wedges and the putters. Find some guys that we said it on Wednesday. Find some guys you think can make a bunch of putts and score, and bet your guys, bet some numbers, get some long shots. Yeah, use good butter. I whipped some something I like to do. I bought a big loaf of French bread yesterday. I didn't have time to bake one, and I got the stand mixer out, and I took about maybe like 3 tablespoons of olive oil, put it in a pan, smashed the shit out of some garlic, and then sauteed the garlic in the oil, not to cook the garlic, but to give the oil a slight garlic flavor. And then you discard the garlic, dump the oil in your stand mixer on top of a whole stick of butter, and then whip that shit for like 5 minutes. And then you get that soft whipped butter, but it also has a little garlic flavor in it. And it's a purer garlic flavor than just dumping some garlic salt in there instead. And boy, that not only was it soft and spreadable, which is the whole key to, that's why you whip it, but boy, that shit was good. It was like, that butter was good. Yeah, Sia is very good at matchups. I used to play more of them. I just haven't had the time to run numbers every week anymore, and I miss it because matchups you can make a lot of money on matchups if you figure out what you're doing. Outrights are a lot of fun to hit, but matchups pay the bills. Oh, that's a good call. Do that before you make your pizza dough. Brush that butter, that garlic oil on the crust. I haven't made my own pizza in quite a while. That sounds good. Oh, we got a Davis. Oh my God. He was like 8 yards deep in the end zone, but he'd scored already. He'd scored, so he had to heat check it. And then that's what you get when you run a heat check like that, when you should have just kneeled on the ball. That's it's one of those things where it's like, hey, I've been playing blackjack for an hour. I'm up like $300. What if we start betting bigger now? and then you lose like 8 hands in a row. That's how that goes. And when you try to heat check instead of just taking the win, you're gonna end up getting your ass smashed at the 20. Wait, I just tuned in. Is CJ playing? I don't think so. People are convinced. People are still convinced about Burrow. Man, I'm still looking at that line. Wait, I got the second half lines up for Sunday's game. I don't know what would possess people to bet those that early unless they have some weird edge that can be explained to me. All right. Davis Thompson. Yeah, he's not winning this tournament. Davis Thompson doesn't win tournaments, guys. Who's leading? It's him, Rico Hui, Doug Gim. Doug Gim, I'm sure he'll just continue to putt well. I'm sure that'll be fine. He'll just keep scoring. That's what Doug Gim does. All right. I'm going to probably call it here in overtime. Have you looked at the line for KC to miss the playoffs? We didn't run our numbers on that yet. I don't know that how much this game affects that. Either way, one of these teams is gaining a win on them. That's a good call out, Landon. I'm gonna run my really half-ass sims and kind of feel it out for. I need to get a feel for the other 10 teams that are in the mix there and see where I think everyone's going to land and try to put a fair price on it myself and then see what I can get. Although it does seem that everybody has decided to come along for the ride. And I don't know if it was Drew that suggested or somebody in the chat was the Myles Garrett to set the all-time record bet. And it's pushing down towards even money in a lot of places. I'm just going to ride. That's a fun bet for everyone. Like, that's fun for us to all have when it happens. Who's the PGA golfer you've wasted the most amount of money over the years betting outright? Honestly, it might be Rico Hui at this point. I've bet him like 10 times this year. He doesn't win. It's funny. All my wins in the last year have been on names of people that I'm not betting like marquee names and getting them home. I got Michael Brennan home at Utah at like 75-1. That was like his second PGA start ever. He was on the Korn Ferry Tour. He hadn't even played on the Korn Ferry Tour yet, really. He just qualified to it from like the Canadian Tour. I hit Aldrich Potgieter earlier in the year. That was a nice one. That was 150-1. That was absolutely sexual when he got home because of obviously the money is very nice. This is the biggest yakety sack I've seen in a while. Who was it that won? We're gonna have to look. I was gonna go, but now I got to think of my other outright that I hit this year. It was an Asian player. Golf schedule PGA 20. I feel like if you go to the PGA schedule and you look back at what's already happened, it'll say like who the winners were. All right, let's go back. Let's go back in time. It wasn't the Pro Tour. It wasn't the Wyndham. Cam Young won the Wyndham. Wasn't 3M. I didn't have Kitayama that day. God bless his heart. He was good. Genesis, Goddard, John Deere, Campbell, Rocket, Potgieter. That's where Potgieter was the Rocket. RBC definitely didn't have Fox. Charles Schwab, Myrtle Beach. Who won Myrtle Beach? Ryan Fox again. Maybe it was one of these Texas ones. RBC Heritage, the Valero Texas Open, Houston, Minwoo Lee in Houston. That's who it was. I said Asian. Close enough. I mean, Australasia. There we go. All right. Minwoo Lee, 20 under, Houston Open Memorial Park. It's funny. It comes full circle back to Houston. So it's crazy. Not the greatest year as far as outrights getting them home, but I got 3 pretty nice sizable ones that in the long run, in my accounting, it paid for the rest of it. And I had a shitload on the Europeans. It was awful nice that they didn't muck it up on Sunday because I just kept betting that over the course of the summer. So European Ryder Cup team, good job there too. All right, that was a very funny sack, and we'll end it on that. I'll see you guys in the morning. If you're the kind of person who joins us for the daily show, we are going to do a Friday show. I mentioned at 9:30 Eastern time, and we will talk some whatever. Well, maybe we'll have some news to talk about with Joe Burrow. Maybe we'll have some injury news to catch up. Jalen Johnson practicing for the Bears. Can the Bears just keep winning despite being a shitty team? Many are asking. So we'll see you tomorrow morning. And God bless and good night, huh? Nice of Matt Ryan.